In this video, I'll be playing 3 rapid chess games, and as usual guys, they are going to be very instructive and also very entertaining. And these 3 games are some of the most incredible chess games I have played in recent time. Without yapping too much, let's get the game started. Okay, who do we have here? We have a 2180 rated player from Angola. Let's go for the French defense. Okay, looks like we are going to be getting the knight variation or exchange variation of the French defense. It's just going to turn to the exchange variation. It usually does. So opponent is saying, bro, let's make peace. I do not want too much chaos on the board. My opponent castles, I have to castle. A pin like this is annoying, but let me kick this away very immediately. Opponent can just go back here, and I think I want to support this. I would like to bring my bishop out and then play a move like this. Okay, let's bring my bishop out and then play a move like this just to make sure this is defended by knight so that I can get to move my queen. Do I really want to capture here? I want to capture here. Is my opponent going to push pawn forward? Let's capture here. Now let's do this. I don't want my opponent pushing pawn forward, and now my opponent is left with an isolated pawn. Let's go here. I know that was my opponent's plan, trying to just get into this square. If my opponent captures, capturing with the knight looks very reasonable, but not reasonable enough because opponent just gets to double up my pawn here, which is not something I'm a very big fan of. Right. So what do we do now? What are we doing now? What are we doing now? I see my opponent going back here and trying to set up some kind of nastiness here. How do we handle this? A move like this, opponent can push pawn forward. Capturing here doesn't seem to do well for me. All right. If I go here and if I try to play moves like this, we know that pinned pieces do not defend. Opponent can just capture here. All right, I think I want to play a move like this. Let's go here regardless. Let's go here. Can we? I think we can. I really wish to capture here, but for now we cannot. If my opponent push pawn, I go back. I cannot go here. We have to watch out. This bishop is pinning this pawn. So if my opponent push pawn while I'm going back, I have to make sure I can actually go back. So if my opponent push pawn, maybe I just go here. Maybe I just go here. Just say there, evil bishop. You're being too evil for my liking. If you don't mind, move away. All right. Where are we going? All right, let's go here. I'd like to reroute my queen here. That's something I would like to do. I would like to just go here and try to bring my queen over here. That's something I'm looking at. It looks like we are putting pressure here. Not really. And another reason why I'm playing this move so that I can maybe get my knight here. But let's see. Let's go here. Let's see. Opponent might be interested in playing this move. I really wish to play this move. Okay, I do not have that. Okay, opponent is not interested. Opponent is just interested in trading. Makes sense. Makes sense. Really feel like capturing here. But that's how you get your queen trapped. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. That's how you get your queen trapped. Okay, let's go here. I'm putting pressure here. If opponent push pawn here, I think I can just capture here and capture here. So pushing pawn here doesn't really work. Okay, what if opponent goes back? I think I can capture here, and win myself a pawn. So let's see how opponent handles this mess. Okay, opponent just captures there. I think I can capture here first. And I'm threatening to go here checkmate. As my opponent messed this up, so it seems. If my opponent captures here, I can then capture here. My checkmate threat is still very much intact. Oh, wow. Let's see. All right, and I'm just going to capture here. That move doesn't seem to help my opponent. I'm just going to capture here. If my opponent plays this, I capture here. Checkmate is still threatened here. My opponent does this. I land a check here. The check here looks really good. The check there doesn't really do much for me. I think I like a check here. And then a move like this, threatening checkmate here. Is my opponent really stopping that? What if I just go here? I think I won't prefer this. I'm not really threatening to go here, but I'm threatening to go here. And the opponent can't really do much about it. This is checkmate. That is literally checkmate. Wow. That was an amazing game. After my opponent captures here, and after I played the move I played, I'm very interested in seeing if there was a way my opponent could have gotten out of that mess. It was really chaotic. So sliding my queen here was a very nice decision there. It was a very nice decision. What if I just go away? I do not want, if I capture here, opponent has some checks. I just want to stay away from any of those checks. So I'm just going here. Maybe opponent can sack the queen now. You can give me the evil queen if you want. I'm going for checkmate. So accepting this sacrifice makes no sense to me. And opponent found the resign button. Wow. I played that game with 94.1% accuracy. Opponent played with 77.3. Was there a mistake? Yes, I missed. There was a missed opportunity from me. Let's quickly see what I missed and let's go. It was a French defense, nothing too chaotic, but the game was everything and chaotic. And So far so good. It's just simple French defense, just moving. Okay, capturing here was not really good. I was kind of worried about my opponent pushing pawn forward and then going here. Not something I really liked, so that's why I captured here. And now the position is just completely equal. The engine wanted me to play this move. I played this instead. And after I move like this, slide my rook over. I was not expecting a trade. This move I really like because the intention was not really to attack this pawn. It was kind of to swing my queen into the attack because my queen doesn't really seem to be doing anything here. Opponent captures here, and after the trade, I thought my opponent would offer another trade, but my opponent is inviting me to capture this pawn. But if I had captured that pawn, a move like this just traps my queen. I'm not falling for that. 500 rating in me today is resting. I captured here the only winning move, and the idea here now is straightforward. I'm threatening to go here checkmate. So opponent is not on time to capture here. And if my opponent had played If my opponent had played a move like this, I can go here and I continue to threaten checkmate, and opponent can do nothing about it. So in this position, opponent decided to block this way. I captured here. My opponent decided to capture here. If my opponent had captured here, it still walks into the same trouble. I just recapture. I'm threatening checkmate. But my opponent decided to capture here. I landed a check here. Opponent thought I would just sacrifice the knight, but no. I have no business sacrificing the knight. I landed check. Oh, the engine wanted me to sack the knight. The engine wanted me to sack the knight. Let's see the best move. Let's see why sacking the knight was. I did not see the checkmate. That's why I did not sack the knight. It's paused here. Oh, look at what I'm missing. Look at that checkmate. Look at that checkmate. I did not even see it. I did not see it. Okay, that was my only miss. That was my only miss. To be honest, I did not see it. But I saw a different checkmate. Checkmate in 4. Now I'm trading checkmate. Opponent sacks here. And guys, I told you, capturing here just invites some other checks. But why are we even capturing? There's no need to capture there. You do know, whenever you have checkmate in 1 on the board like this, and the opponent starts sacrificing material, if you do not have to capture the material, emphasis on if you do not have to. Emphasis on if you do not have to. If you do not have to capture, just move away. Just move away. Okay, the engine wanted me to move here, but I move here. Opponent can try to sack here again. I'm just going to capture now because now I have to. And after I move like this, I just capture here. And when I mean if you do not have to, like in this position now, it looks like we don't capture, we lose our rook. But guys, who really care about a rook when there is checkmate on the board? Let's get another game started. Okay, I am playing a candidate master. Let's try beating this guy up. The guy is going with the king's pawn opening. Let's go for the French defense. Okay, French defense it is. So opponent is going for the exchange. We just finished playing an exchange variation of the French defense, and we have another exchange variation of the French defense again. Let me castle here. We are simply making peace here. Opponent is saying justice. I do not want chaos. And I'm saying, all right, bro, I also don't want chaos. Let's play some chess. Let's keep it rock and solid. A move like this, I feel like capturing here does absolutely nothing for me. A move like this, I see my opponent immediately playing this move. Oh, opponent doesn't. Let's go here. Okay, let's go here. Let's go here. My plan is to play a move like this. Maybe reroute my knight here if I have to. Okay, let's go here. Do you see my opponent's plan? Opponent is setting up all kinds of baby tactics, which is just not going to work here because I have this move. If opponent captures here now, I can just capture with my king. I have no issues. After capturing with my king, I'm watching out for all my opponent's check. I don't think there is any check for me to worry about there. The way my opponent is repeating all the pieces around my king side is some kind of consigning. I really don't like that. Let's go here. A move like this I kind of like, trying to bully the queen away. But I see my opponent maybe playing a move like, if opponent plays this move, what if I just capture here? Push pawn forward. Opponent can just capture my knight. It makes no sense pushing pawn forward. Pushing pawn forward makes no sense. I'm trying to gain a tempo on this evil piece. And after I move like this, capture here, opponent captures, and then I go back. I'm putting pressure here, putting pressure here. So it seems, I think I like this. This knight is being too evil for my liking. Let's get rid of that knight. The evil knight, go away. Maybe I can put one of these knights here again and defend if I have to. How do we continue here? Okay, I feel like playing a move like this, but let's play this move first. If I play this move, if the opponent dares to play this move, a move like this should lose material for my opponent. So I'm looking at going here now. Capturing here comes to mind. Opponent captures and everything is defended. Let's go here now. Let's try to put pressure on this piece, on this pawn here. Also, a move like this I kind of like. Also like such a move. Okay, opponent is staying away. A move like this I also like. What if I go capture this pawn? It looks dangerous, guys. That might be a risky pawn to mess with. At the end of the day, it is a pawn. At the end of the day, it is really a pawn. If I capture here, if my opponent goes here, which looks like what my opponent wants to play, I feel like just going here. putting pressure on the knight, but that doesn't work. So if I capture here, if opponent goes here, I have to go. Oh, that's just a piece. Not really a piece. Not really a piece. Opponent has this move. Oh, not really a piece. If I capture here, opponent has this check, and then they pick up my queen, so we can't really capture there. So if I capture here, that's a pawn. Opponent plays this move. I go here. I'm not seeing myself getting trapped. I'm really tempted to not capture the pawn, but let's be brave. My opponent is going to give me a pawn. Be my guess. Be my guess, bro. That move coming from 100 miles away. I'm tempted to play moves like this, which doesn't really work. Doesn't work. If opponent captures here, oh guys, opponent tactic. Opponent could have captured here, and if I capture here, then comes this check, and I'm losing again. So we did not have that. Let's just go back here. I'm looking at playing a move like this. I'm also looking at this move. That's going to be a fork. Goodness, this guy, leave me alone, bro. I mean, leave me alone. Let's play moves like this, keeping everything defended. A move like this I also have, and a move like that I kind of like. A move like this I also like, just trying to get rid of this nasty bishop. So let's see how my opponent handles this. I am up a pawn, by the way. Opponent gave me a pawn and I grabbed the pawn. Opponent gifted me a pawn and I simply grabbed the pawn. Give me the evil pawn. If you are going to give me evil pawns, I'm going to be grabbing them. If we go here, what do we expect? Opponent can move. I just capture here, and opponent has that simply fix my opponent's pawn structure. But I'm getting rid of a bishop. I'm getting rid of a very pesky bishop. Let's go here. I'm also opening up this my bishop. There's something I'm missing. I'm not seeing what I'm missing. It's not at the moment. Let's go here. Going here comes to mind. Where's the knight just comes forward. That I do not really appreciate. Okay, I'm trying to trade the queens. Let's trade the queens. If the queens are not on the board, I guess I'm up a pawn. That's what we can say. Okay, let's say I go here, offering a queen trade. Opponent capture, I capture. There's no easy way for my opponent to immediately attack this. This pawn, I have to always babysit. But that I always have to babysit this pawn is something I do not really like. This queen, I don't like it here. That is confirmed. I do not like that queen there as well. Okay, I think after the trade, I can just land the knight here and then play a move like this. That could be a game plan. Let's go here. Let's trade the queen. Opponent is definitely declining the trade. Opponent is very likely declining the trade. Opponent doesn't. Wow. I guess opponent is saying justice. This pawn, you are going to be babysitting it for long. And opponent is correct. Opponent is very correct. But I feel like my knight is stronger than this bishop. And problem is the moment I play a move like this pawn becomes weak. But I'm looking at just pushing pawn forward again. A move like this and a move like this, trying to get my bishop active is something I'm also looking at. All right, so let's say we go here because I want an active rook. I'm looking at stringing my rook here, maybe pushing pawn here. Now getting a trade. Problem with pushing pawn here is that I lose this pawn, so I'm not interested in losing any material here. So I'm just trying to consolidate. Let's go here. If opponent push pawn, I push pawn. Opponent push pawn, I push pawn. Opponent doesn't. So let's say we go here now. What do I worry about? If I push pawn, if opponent trade, then opponent goes here, we have this move. What if we even go for this move now instead? Okay, I lose this pawn. I lose that pawn. I'm not interested in losing that pawn. So let's go here first. Opponent captures, we can capture here. I think I prefer to capture here. All right, let's see. Opponent is playing this with the speed of light. So when it comes to the time advantage, opponent has a lot of time advantage here. I think I prefer to capture here. For some reason, I am leaning towards capturing here. If I capture here, maybe opponent push pawn forward. If I capture here, if my opponent gets to kick my bishop away, if I capture here, I will be left with a weak pawn. Let's just go here. I think I'm going here regardless. I also like a move like this, trying to get this pawn. I'm also threatening to just grab this pawn. Maybe my opponent push the pawn forward, but then I have this move and I should be able to grab the pawn this way. If I'm able to capture this pawn and trade it for this pawn, I'm going to have two pass pawns on the flank, and those pass pawns are going to be very, very strong. Let's go here. Opponent captures here, I just capture the rook. We play that, I just capture here. I have two very strong pass pawns. I see my opponent playing a move like this. Okay, opponent plays this instead. I'm also interested in just playing a move like this and just coming back here. Let's go here. Now we have three pass pawns on this part of the board. This should be resignable. This right here should be resignable. Let me make sure my pawns are rock solid. Holding on to all my pawns. This is simply resignable. A move like this is unnecessary, and we should not be playing any move that is unnecessary. Let's go here. I'm looking at coming back here and maybe putting my rook here. Pushing pawn comes to mind, but maybe not a very necessary move at the moment. Okay, opponent sees my plan. Opponent is staying away from my plans. What if I just push pawn? Then I can go attack this pawn. I push pawn. Opponent capture. I push pawn. Let's push pawn. Let's get our pass pawns rolling. I push pawn. Opponent capture. I push pawn. I'm just going to be pushing pawns, guys. I don't have to capture here, so I'm not going to capture there. These pass pawns are going to win me the game. Pass pawns are going to win me the game. Two pass pawns, once they get to the 6th rank, they are just going to overwhelm a rook. They are going to be very strong. The rook can't really do much about them. Let's go here. I can push pawn forward. Opponent captures. I push pawn forward. I don't think I want that. I can push pawn forward now. I can just go here. Keeping it slow and steady. That's also a possibility. Just keeping it slow and steady. Those pass pawns, you cannot allow me a lot of pass pawns like this. They are going to win the game. I'm very invested in my pawns. Those pawns are my asset. I'm so invested in them. Let them roll. Opponent will have to sack one of the rooks for the pawns, and I'm already up 2 points. Okay, I'm up 1 point of material. I thought it was 2. I can capture here, but I'm invested in my pawns. Evil pawns roll. Evil pawns keep matching, and this evil pawn can continue to match. I can capture here. I can get away with all kinds of stuff here. My opponent has the time advantage, but bro, this is not a bullet game. Opponent was playing this incredibly fast. I don't know why they were playing so fast, but now it's time to pay for playing too fast. Now it's time to pay the price for playing too fast. Go away, evil rook. I told you guys, 2 pawns on the 6th rank already worth more than a rook. Handy check here, capture this evil rook, and opponent resigns, and that's a win again. Wow, let's quickly see what happened in this game. Wow, I played this game with 91.7% accuracy. Opponent played with 82.2, and at some point opponent found a brilliant move. I was never in very serious trouble. Let's quickly see what happened in this game. It was the French defense, and opponent is saying justice, let's make peace, because opponent decided to go for the exchange variation of the French defense, and the exchange variation we have on the board. Nothing too chaotic now. The engine is screaming 0-0. There is no advantage for anybody. And my opponent very quickly mobilized a lot of pieces close to my king side, and it was looking not too good. But immediately they played this move, I decided to capture the knight. I was so worried about that knight. That knight is being so troublesome. But after I captured the knight, the engine doesn't agree with the move. Now the position is slightly better for my opponent, but my opponent is not stockfish. So opponent just can't. Okay, the engine wanted me to capture here. I played this move. And then what was the brilliant move my opponent found? Oh, that was a brilliant move. Oh, I explained this move, guys. If I dare to capture here, opponent has this check. And after this check capture, I just lose this. So I played this move instead, and opponent landed this move. Okay, the engine wanted my opponent to play this move, which is what I was looking at. But this is what I was looking at, not that. I was looking at going here. But if my opponent had gone here, can't I just escape this way? Can't I just escape this way? I was looking at capturing here, and if I dare to capture here, instead of playing this move, I was looking at capturing here. And if I had dared to capture here, opponent lands a check here, and after that I lose my queen. But opponent did not do that. Instead they played this move. I just saved my queen, and then I defended against checkmate here. Opponent was threatening checkmate. I defended against checkmate, and then I asked the question, capture the evil bishop. That bishop is not a bishop I like. And then I offered a queen trade. To my surprise, my opponent accepted the trade, landed my knight here. Okay, I did not push the pawn 2 squares. I pushed the pawn a square. Now that's a weakness. I played a move like this, moved again here, and then I pushed the pawn forward. I was just trying to create pass pawns, and I was trying to have 2 pass pawns on this side of the board, and the engine wanted me to capture this way, but that will leave me with this pawn, and these pawns, if one of these pawns fall, it's just going to be too weak for me. But instead I decided to capture with a knight, because I know even if I lose this pawn, I may win this pawn. But opponent decided to push the pawn. I landed this fork, capture here. And after this, I supported my bishop. Opponent decided to capture here, which I do not understand why. Because after I capture here now, I have 3 pass pawns. 2 pass pawns is already a lot of trouble. 3 pass pawns, that is GG's. Find the resign button and smash it. And opponent was just trying to survive this time. I was just pushing my pawn. Guys, if you are watching and you are yet to smash the like button on this video, kindly help me do that. Help me smash the like button on this video. It's just kind of like a sign to me that you guys enjoyed the video. And after this move, opponent is trying to just stop this pawn. I hit my opponent's rook. Maybe sacrificing here might be a way to go. Opponent decided to attack me. I decided to defend the pawn. And I was just very invested in pushing my pawns because I know those past pawns are going to win me the game. Opponent captures here, I capture here, and after the trade, I made a queen, and opponent found the resign button. Guys, that was an amazing game. Let's quickly get another game started. Okay, I just got paired with a 2270 rated player. Let's go with the king's pawn opening. Okay, opponents are striking the center. Let's go this way. Maybe we are going to be having this Scotch game on the board. The Scotch gambit. I love to do the Scotch gambit instead. So let's see what my opponent knows about the gambit. Okay, opponent is defending this way, and whenever my opponent defends this way, I like to just offer this pawn and then capture here. If opponent captures here, we have this check. I think the position is already slightly better for me now. But after this, opponent is going to have a king that is stuck on the center of the board, and we get our material back. After this capture, I think I may capture here. Just going this way. Do I capture here? Do I just capture here? I don't want to give up the queen, to be honest. But if I do not give up the queen, maybe opponent captures here. Let's go here. Opponent can go capture here. I'm just going to develop and then castle my king. One thing my opponent should be afraid of here is lead in development. You cannot afford to give me lead in development. Oh, opponent has this move. Okay, opponent does not play it. Let me castle my king now. I like this move, but I'm not too sure what I'm getting with that. I don't want to trade the queens. If opponent had played a move like this, the move just trades the queen. Trading the queen is one of the things I do not want to do here. One of those things I don't want to do. So after I move like this, where do I put my queen? Because I would love to keep the queens on the board. If I move my queen too far away, I might end up losing this pawn. So after I move like this, where do I go? Where do I go? I move like this. If I try to hold on to the queen too much, that's how I lose. That's how I may end up losing the game. Okay. So where do we put this queen now? Where do we put our queen? I know opponent is just interested in gaining tempo and tempo on my queen. Okay, I think I prefer to play this move. A move like this my opponent doesn't have. Opponent would love to just play some of those moves and gain a lot of tempos on my queen. A move like this my opponent doesn't have. Just in case my opponent tries to offer a queen trade again, I just grab. Offer a queen trade here, I grab. There is no queen trade here. Let's go here. Let's see where my opponent goes next. I wish I can bully this knight away. I really wish I can just bully the knight away. Yeah, evil knight, go away. Wish I can say, evil knight, you have been evil for very long. Alright, let's go here. I think I'm threatening to bully the knight now. Move like this, and then I can capture here. My opponent plays this, I'm just going to trade. I have no issues. Maybe opponent is looking at maybe playing one of these moves. Maybe a move like this. Okay, opponent strikes with that move. That makes some sense. That makes sense. It's time to swing our rooks over. I think it is time to swing our rooks over in the game. Let's swing our rook. I would love to push pawn, but I can't. I do not have it. If I play a move like this, opponent captures here. But then I can play a move like this. Yes, I think I should play a move like this. If opponent captures here, I can capture here. Okay, looks like I'm threatening this, but this is only what I'm threatening because this is well defended by a knight and also by a queen. So that's not something I'm threatening on the board. Okay, opponent plays this move. I knew opponent would love to go there, and I guess I ended up letting it happen. A move like this and a move like this, I'm already considering as well. I won't be surprised if my opponent plays a move like this with ideas of, oh my goodness me, my goodness, wow, this guy wants a trade. The guy wants a trade, and that's because the king is stuck on the center of the board. So if they get to trade a lot of pieces, I may not be able to generate a very serious attack. That's what my opponent is saying. Opponent is saying, Justice, if you can't generate very serious attack, game is going to be over before it gets started. A move like this I kind of like. Opponent just captures here, and if I capture here, it does nothing. So let's go here. Opponent might end up offering another queen trade here. I think I'm just going to take it. At that point, I'm just going to take it, because what can I really do? Opponent is just gaining unnecessary tempos on my queen. I'm down with pawn, so I'm kind of hesitating. I do not really want to trade the queens on the board. But by not trading the queens, I've allowed my opponent to bring in a lot of pieces so fast into the game. So I should have traded the queens long ago, I believe. We are going to analyze and see if trading the queens was maybe recommended at some point. If opponent captures here, I'm interested in capturing this way. If opponent doesn't capture, I'm looking at playing a move like this, just trying to put pressure here while also looking at moves like this. So let's see. What is my opponent really thinking about? Opponent is burning time, and I really like my opponent burning time. Capturing here doesn't seem to do anything for my opponent. I know opponent is very interested in trading queens. What can I say? The opponent is so invested in trading queens. What can you really do? I'm threatening this. Like to capture here. So let's see how my opponent handles this. At least my opponent has a double bishop, double pawns. Opponent is left with double pawns when the dust settles. If my opponent allows me to create another double pawn here, that's going to be too crazy. So opponent, you should not allow that. If opponent tries to defend this way, it doesn't work. If they try to defend this way, I just capture here. Okay, opponent tries defending that way. That works. That works. That should work. All right. A move like this I somehow like. I wish I can somehow double up on this and not let them, but opponent always has these moves, and the opponent is fine. I'm looking at going here and probably going here. I'm not sure what I'm getting with that. Let's put this rook on this file. Okay, maybe going here would be better. Where's this knight going? Okay, the knight can't really move anywhere. Okay, the knight can move here. Knight becomes a very evil piece here. Okay, after I move like this, we can play move like this. Simply asking opponent, here evil rook, where are you going? We see where the rook is going, but we are still asking. Evil rook, move away. We are hitting this while also defending our piece. I wish I can somehow remove this. Can't capture here. Yes, I can play moves like this. Where's the knight? Where's the rook going? Opponent's rook is... Oh, I wanted to jubilate. Opponent's rook is trapped. Alright, let's go here. Let's see how opponent handles this. One of the problems here is my bishop. My bishop is one of the problems here. Let's go here. If I had gone back, I think opponent has this move, and that's already threatening to go here. And if I go here, opponent... I need to defend this. If I defend that, opponent has this move. Guys. Opponent is on fire. This is looking good for my opponent. Let's say I go here now. Okay, I think I can go here now. I can go here. If opponent captures here, we land this check. So I think I can go here. Opponent is simply threatening to capture here. And by the time my pawn is going to be overloaded, defending this and defending that. But we can play a move like this. If opponent captures here, I just land a check here. So after I move like this, I think I may be back in the game. I may just be back in the game. Let's see how my opponent handles this. Opponent can play moves like this, moves like this. Let's see how opponent handles this. If opponent goes here, if I capture here, opponent can capture here, and I get my pawn back. Capturing this pawn is out of the way. Opponent cannot really do that. We have this check, and we should be able to capture here again, because that's just going to be a fork. Let's see how opponent handles this. Like a check here. Not sure what the check is doing for me. The check is inviting too much trouble. So where is opponent moving this? So let's say I hit this now. Is it trapped? Not really. Not really. I think my opponent is going to move this bishop. They have to. I think at the end of the line, I can capture here. I just want to make sure I can get away with capturing this. If opponent plays a move like this, we can capture here. If opponent does not capture, okay, opponent can capture the king. Yes, we just capture here. And we are fine. Yes, we should be getting our pawn back. If I land here now, it does nothing. If I capture here, check, it does nothing. So instead, we are going to trade here. And after the trade, we can capture here. Oh, opponent can capture the king. But they could not. Okay, if they capture the king, I capture here. What am I saying? If they capture the bishop, we have this check. And we should be winning. If they capture the king, capture here. What else should I worry about? That is my question. What should I worry about? Let's go here. Opponent has to watch out for checks here, because the king is not left with a lot of squares. King is not left with a lot of squares to move to. So a check here is going to be very strong. So where's opponent moving their king to again? Oh shoot. Okay, they moved there. I thought there was no move. For my opponent. There was a move. Let's go here. Opponent has to move here. We move like this. Opponent just goes away. Where do we move to next? I like a move like this. Or maybe opponent just moves here. And after I save my bishop, opponent can just pin me. After I check here, isn't that going to lead to a trade? I think it should lead to a trade. And I want to trade. If there's anything I want to do here, is trading. Okay, if opponent goes here, I can just go here. Yes, I can just go here. Because if I go away, I won't be... Okay, I can still go away. I can go away. I prefer to go here. Let's see. A move like this, I'm very tempted to play. So I see my opponent playing this move. And after this check, opponent can just go away. The bishop is here. The rook is here, so I do not have a check here. Even this knight is also defending this square. So let's say my opponent plays a move like this. If I land a check here, I will wish to land this check, this knight, evil knight, very, very evil knight. I need to start, try to create a pass pawn on this part of the board and start rolling. Okay, opponent realizes there's really nothing much going on there. And opponent decides to play this move. A check here, where's the king going? King goes away. And then a move like this, trying to go for this pawn, cannot be bad. Oh, a check here, and I'm picking up myself up a pawn already. I'm picking this pawn for myself, but opponent has this move. Opponent has that move. We need to watch out for that move. Okay. If I capture here now, oh, I thought opponent had this move. Opponent does not. Opponent does not. Let's go here. A move like this, I'm eyeing, just trying to trade more pieces. Opponent does not have that move. And even if opponent moves this piece somewhere, I'm still going to land this check and just end up picking up this. These pawns are about to start running. Guys, pass pawns, pass pawns. Pass pawns just keeps winning me the games. These pawns are about to start running. The moment I push this pawn forward, this square, it vacates this square for my opponent. Okay, opponent goes here. I really want to just continue pushing my pawns. That's exactly what I want to do. Push pawn. What is opponent doing? If I go here, it feels unnecessary. Let's push my pawn. Move feels unnecessary. I'm just going to get the pawns rolling. Get the pawns rolling. I'm not seeing how my opponent stops my pawns. And if you can't stop my pawns, that's what I want. Just get your pawns rolling. Once the pawn gets here, pawn is already very dangerous. Opponent is going for a very faulty plan, and I realized that was my opponent's plan, and I said, bro, that's your plan. Be my guest. Go for it. Go for it. Okay, opponent goes here. That's a piece. I'm going to capture it. I'm going to grab the piece. If I push pawn, opponent captures. What if I don't push pawn and just go back? I don't want to take an unnecessary risk. I do not want to take an unnecessary risk. Guys, I realize that when the position gets complicated, I start thinking, and I start calculating too deep. And before you know it, I blunder the most basic tactics you can really think of. And I realized that's one of my weaknesses, and I've been working on it. I played with 92.7% accuracy. Opponent played with 83% accuracy. There was 3 mistakes from my end. Let's quickly see what those mistakes were. And the game was the French. Okay, it was the Scotch Gambit, and opponent played it very well. Okay, yes, that sacrifice is a brilliant move. That was my brilliant move. Yes, capturing here is not the way to go. Opponent just blundered that. I guess opponent did not really know, doesn't really face this Gambit a lot. And after that, I captured here. Opponent decided to offer a trade. I told you guys earlier, if you watch the video, you realize that I said at some point I've realized capturing the queen might just be the way to go, because since I did not capture the queen, my opponent was able to just chase my queen around. Just after some moves, you see, that was another free tempo on my queen. I moved the queen away, and before you know it, opponent started gaining some that's another unnecessary queen tempo on my queen. Another tempo on my queen. It feels very uncomfortable. Another tempo on my queen, and I finally had enough, and I decided to trade. Opponent was desperately looking for the queen trade. That they did not really mind having double pawns, but double pawns is going to prove to be a very serious weakness very soon. Instead, I went here. I was just offering a trade. I wanted to trade and put my bishop on a very nice diagonal, and that's exactly what I did. Okay. Oh, the engine wanted me to play this move. Instead, I just swing a rook over. Opponent is attacking this. I played a move like this, gaining a tempo here while defending this. Opponent played this move, and then I strike this way. And then opponent found this move, and I was thinking, because I could see my opponent's ideas, if I decide to move my bishop to any random square, opponent just capture here, and after the trade, I lose this, and I may likely lose this pawn. The chances of losing this pawn is very high. And then if I just move my knight to some random square, I realize opponent can capture here. So what do? Well, I move the knight to that square, and that is the only move that just keeps the position in the balance. And if my opponent gets greedy and capture here, we land a check here, that's just going to be a fork. If my opponent sacrifices here, I have no issues. I just capture here, I am up the exchange, and I'm completely chilling. And if my opponent doesn't sacrifice the exchange and move the king, I just capture here, and I'm still going to be up. I'm still going to be up material. I'll be up a piece. That will be even worse, because I will just be up a full piece and a completely winning position. So opponent decided to go back. We captured here, and then we capture here. Then we landed a check here. Okay, that was not too good. The engine for some reason wanted me to play this move. I don't know, but not a big fan of that move. I did not play it. And after I move like this, this is what I was calculating for my opponent, but my opponent decided to go here. I realized my opponent's plan is to find a way to go for this pawn, and I realized it is a very faulty plan. Captured here. Then I got my pawns rolling. Opponent sacrifices a knight for no reason. Give me the evil knight. Opponent captures here. And what did I play? This is what I was going to play. Just save my bishop. Stay away from any kind of insanity. Push my pawn. Promote to a queen and win the game. If you have made it this far into the video, do not forget to smash the like button and subscribe for more videos like this.